Call the cops on me. On a mission to be champs since they let me free. Prepare for combat, my adversaries crumble. Face it, I got a reputation for damage. Busters get ready to rumble. They lock me in a cell. Have me trapped in a living hell. Though not guilty, I'm still in jail. Brother, I serve my time like a soldier. Maintain composure. My shadow boxing the fight to the death. Busting boulders. Every boxer with a pair of gloves. Best give up love. Here's a man from the makings of a thug. A lethal weapon, mind sharp. And in my heart, there's a wish to shake the world with the flurry of my black fist. Now once a high school dropout. Now I'm the $1 million champ. Who's the next to get knocked out?
What's going on, everybody? Another episode of Cheap Seats Boxing Show. Angelo here, my boy JP. JP, what's up, man?
Let's make America great again, bitch.
And that's what we're doing. First things first, follow us on Twitter at Cheap Seats Box, iTunes, rate and review. Help us out, people. Stay visible on the rankings where people search boxing in iTunes, and the fourth show comes up. We appreciate everybody who does that. I haven't even checked this week, but I don't think there's been a new one. Welcome to all the listeners, everybody. It's on every platform,
including Zoom.
Including Zoom. I'm gonna go in reverse order this week. There's kind of a couple of reasons why. One, this week sucks. Danny Garcia versus Samuel Vargas. On what is that on? Is that on Spike?
Shit, I done forgot.
I don't know. It's on Saturday, and it shouldn't be. It should be on Friday because
it ain't a Saturday.
Everybody's going to forget about it on Saturday with college football and everything. There's not much to say about that fight, man. It is what it is. It's a quote-unquote tune-up fight because he's not sharp because he hasn't been fighting. So I don't know what... There's nothing to take from it. There's nothing...
Well, there's two things to take from it. I'm going for the underdog shit. Fuck it again. Well, the other thing is this. It's kind of odd that he needs a tune-up fight. Keith Thurman's not going to get a tune-up fight.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean...
But that's on Keith, though.
No, I don't think Keith would want one, though.
But he just said he's still healing from the fight in June.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I mean... Yeah, motherfuckers act like they really been busy.
Yeah, they do. Nothing to take from this unless Vargas surprises people and makes Garcia look bad for a few rounds, which probably he's not going to do.
Oh man, this is going to be some rocky shit.
And this is kind of what the theme of the show for me is going to be, is your reality as a fan. You know, people always put themselves into the mix, how I feel about stuff personally, rather than just taking things kind of for what they are and using, I guess, more or less common sense. You know, because we can have our likes and dislikes, and we all have them. I have them. Maybe everybody has them. But when you let that influence how you break down a fight or who you predict, you know, like if you were a Manny fan, that kind of Manny fan back in the day, you know, fuck Floyd Mayweather, he's gonna lose this fight. Watch, he's gonna lose every fight, right? Yeah. If you were that Floyd fan, well, Manny is so flawed. He's not even he's barely an average fighter. He's all roided up, and that's how he wins his fights. By throwing 1,000 punches, and they can never take themselves out of the equation.
Well, it's hard to... I don't care if you bias, but at least have a sense of humor at your own bullshit. You know, just say, you know, look, okay, I know there's some bullshit, but I'm going to ride with it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when people really delusional with it, like, you know what? It's goddamn it, that's true to no ends. Like, okay.
Because it also brings up the biases on giving your fighter a pass, the guy you like, and then being extra hard on the guy you don't like. And like Garcia is a guy, like, I can't stand Danny Garcia. Mainly because his daddy and basically his career since he fought Matisse. But don't think that just because I dislike him or whatever, that if he fights Keith Thurman or whatever that is, it's probably not going to be in March, that I'm not truly struggling with who do I think is going to win the fight. I'm not going to say, Keith Thurman's going to whip his ass just because I hate Danny Garcia. That's just not how it works. And there's going to be a theme for every main fight we're going to talk about. But, I mean, just That's the first one.
Well, see, because he's not gonna win this fight.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm gonna be the bias. All this shit doesn't make sense to me, but I'm rocking with
Yeah,
it
exactly.
anyways. You know, he's gonna get the Amir Khan treatment that he gave Amir Khan, and then then what? I'm gonna keep picking these upsets until I get one, because this is what boxing needs.
The other fight worth checking out, I guess it's on HBO during the afternoon. They'll probably replay it at night. Luis Ortiz facing Malik Scott in Monaco. His first fight under the Matchroom banner. And here's another guy. This is where the biases come in. Not because how you deem his skill level, because his skill level is high. Good boxing skills, good power, but they always kind of just not even gloss over. They don't even try to even mention, and in the recent past, big time steroid user.
Well, he has that I've been lifting and drinking body, So they don't give. If he was just a little leaner,
I don't know, man. People give Antonio Tarver a hard time, right? He's failed twice, and
Tarver got titties.
Rightfully so. You give him a hard time, but because you like the skill of a Luis Ortiz, he may be the best heavyweight, most skilled heavyweight. Maybe, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm always gonna throw an asterisk until the asterisk will start to fade away. But I always want to know what kind of. Look, you failed the steroid test, and it was the good Ben Johnson kind of steroid. This wasn't one of those clenbuterols and horse meat shit, whatever. This is you took the good stuff, man.
See, I'm gonna say my ignorance in this, okay? I went running in the park years ago, right? So I see Roger Clemens when he was in the Astros picture, running with his shirt off, and this was the steroid era, and I was like, this fat motherfucker's on steroids. This shit hasn't done nothing for him. But so that's when I realized you could be on steroids and look like shit. Because he looked like somebody's drunk country uncle that makes crawfish and drinks whiskey and beer.
I like that guy.
I don't like that motherfucker sweating over my food, though.
After enough whiskey and beer, you won't mind it. It's just flavoring. No, but it's just like, he kind of gets a pass. Like, he failed that test. I bring it up every time. There's a reason, because, goddamn it, Manny Pacquiao for years went through that shit, and never failed a test, but he went through it every fight. Every fight.
Fuck that. It was Perrier.
And ice water. I know. I ice cold tap water and Perrier.
Yeah.
No, but these are the things, Manny Pacquiao was the poster child for PEDs. Never failed tests. And then the people who failed tests because you like them, well, nobody brings it up with Roy Jones or Shane Mosley or James Toney. And
James Toney was an odd one, though. That was an odd one.
It was twice, though.
Yeah, but that shit was odd.
Even Orlando Salido, they kind of gloss over that one because they like Orlando Salido. I'm just saying.
I mean, you could have brought Gamboa in there, too. I know the list.
Yeah, and they say it about...
You know who fucked it up?
And Marquez. Marquez can't even get, when he knocked out Manny, he looked like a little Incredible Hulk. Yes.
I'm going to tell you, okay, hypothetically speaking, how can I... See, Lance Armstrong fucked all this up because I thought he was clean. So you did all that to be clean? Like you had to redo blood and shit like that? People go to some extremes to be clean, right? But the other thing, just like Marquez, that will always be overshadowed by drinking piss. Steroids, piss. Steroids, drinking piss. People gonna remember this fool was drinking piss on camera. Yeah, he got a fucked up back, but maybe that's from drinking piss. That's how it's gonna go.
Speaking of piss, one of Dave Chappelle's great skits was the
I'm
R. Kelly.
gonna piss. We're not bringing R. Kelly into this.
No. I brought that up because this Saturday, Dave Chappelle's hosting Saturday Night Live. His first time on network TV in a long time.
I don't think this one is gonna go well.
And the Tribe Called Quest.
Say it all together like a Tribe Called Quest.
I think somebody's not gonna be there. But
Well, come on now, Fife always there. He on point. He there in spirit.
but anyway, Luis Ortiz in his first fight with Matchroom, he's going to beat the shit out of Malik Scott. They're already quasi having penciled in for next month anyway on the Joshua undercard. So
exactly, that's why I picked Malik Scott in Monaco, just because of the spread, and you can actually get your money fast while you there.
yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Bet the house on Malik Scott.
Yeah.
Don't blame me if you motherfuckers do this shit. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, honestly, I'd be surprised if it goes more than 3 rounds. I really do. I'd be surprised.
What did the other fight he got knocked out? How long did that go?
Malik Scott?
Yeah.
When you talking about when he took that dive against Deontay Wilder?
There you go.
The first round, wasn't it?
13 seconds, some shit like
Yeah, it
that.
was the first round.
So I'm gonna
You ain't even got to hit him.
I'm gonna give him a minute and 47 seconds into the first. That's what I'm gonna give him.
All right. So there goes all the exciting action. There's other fights on that card. Jamie McDonald's on that card. I think
That might be cool.
Steven Smith, one of the Fighting Smiths. The band of brothers, that all the Smiths.
Joe Smith's nephew.
Liam's brother. All those. Callum. All the. I don't know. It's kind of like it's like the Hearts. Old school wrestling and the Hearts.
The Anvil.
But it was
Brett.
it was
Owen.
Brett Owen. Then you start hearing about all his Uncle Teddy and his Uncle Bruce, and it's like, God damn, how many Hearts? There was like 18 Hearts, and that's kind of what the Smiths
It
are.
always weirded me out when they said they used to be in the basement and hear dudes screaming. It's like, I wrestled before. I was like, I would never go to somebody's house with their old wrestling pop and just be in the basement screaming. That just sounds like some raper shit to me. I'm sorry. That just never, anyway.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if there's more, there's like, 4 families that are like that, it's like the Hearts, the Smiths in boxing, DeBarge, the Jets. Remember the Jets in the 80s?
Jacksons, the Osborns. We
lot of brothers and sisters.
Osmonds. That's the Osmonds. And the Osmonds.
Yeah, the Osmonds. But anyway, it should be a pretty decent card. I will see some of it after the. I'll see the Ortiz Scott fight. I don't know what else they'll be showing.
I mean, shit. That one's gonna last the whole minute and 47 seconds.
Yeah. So
shit, you can watch that fight while you're going through the drive-through.
This past weekend, we know the Manny Pacquiao card.
Shit. I'm sorry.
Zhou Shiming wins his title, beating the guy he already beat once, who has changed his name since then that I will not pronounce. Shiming is Shiming. This is what you get. This is the level of fighter he's always going to be. He's never going to be an elite level flyweight, but he's decent enough to hang with some of the okay fighters and some even the better fighters, but the best fighters would blow him out.
Well, I will say this.
But I guarantee there's probably about 80 million people who watched it. So
Exactly. And that's the one thing I will say about that fight is congratulations to him, because he's China's first champion.
Mm-hmm.
So that means a whole lot. I mean, at least he brought that to fruition from gold medalist to champion. Now, would he be a top level fighter? No, but he set a precedent for other Chinese children or kids out there who think they could be champ.
something to ascend to.
Yeah, so you got as much respect for that. But yeah, don't start grabbing your balls and thinking you might get fucked up like that. But
Yeah, it is what it is. Shiming is Shiming. He had grown. He had a point that where he grew as a fighter. But he's kind of is where he is now. This is it. This is who he is.
But I think part of what him being stagnant is just age also. But you remember when he took that first ass whipping?
Yeah, against Real and Wrong.
I don't think he realized that, damn, maybe I need to, tighten my stuff up. but all kind of soft touches but good enough road, he hasn't challenged himself.
Yeah.
So
I think because they know who he is and where he's at, and I think his team and Bob Arum kind of know this is only the level that we can go to with him.
I mean, but then again, China's a big ass market, and that's really the only level you need, because they gonna come out and support him. You know, if Stephon Marbury got a statue out in that motherfucker for playing basketball.
No, that's true too. Huh? He was huge in China.
Yeah, so they gonna support him.
They still wearing the Starberries.
Damn right, tattoo on the head and everything.
The second fight. Hey, you got one of them right. Jesse Magdaleno with the upset win over Nonito Donaire in a fight that I got the second half right. I think I didn't get the first half right. Magdaleno comes out strong, wins a lot of the early rounds, up big, honestly, and Donaire finishes strong. As maybe the weight coming down,
Pride,
and his pride, and also Magdaleno not actually ever going past 8 rounds. Maybe that did come into play, but he had built up enough of a lead that it didn't matter that Nonito was going to have to knock him down a couple times and knock him out to win the fight. He got it to within, to me, 7-5, 115-113, which I thought it was going to be. I said it was going to be 6-6, and I thought Donaire may get him one time, and that would be the difference. So I mean, I wasn't that far off, but I don't think that people expected Donaire to start that slow. Like, the age is finally starting to show itself.
He got beat to the punch. Magdaleno got off, and he was first. To the point where, for a minute, Nonito was gun shy. So it's like, did he try to mount a comeback? Yeah, but I think part of the problem with the comeback was, one, he was so far down, and two, it wasn't really changing momentum in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, he started banking, but it's like, you still, your pride kicked in, like, I'm not going to get embarrassed, but it didn't kick in enough to say, I got to get this motherfucker out of here.
He's a guy who, for a while now, even before the Rigondeaux fight, he was a guy who was always sitting there waiting and looking to get that left one left hook on him. And as he's gotten older, he's, the tendency for most fighters when they get older is to limit the punch output anyway. So he was already a guy looking for the one big one, and now he's only looking for the one big one,
And doesn't it seem, to me, it seems odd, because he got power in both hands. You don't have to hit a person. Him in particular, he doesn't have to hit a person with a left hook. He can hit you with a straight right.
Well, you would think if he was a smart enough fighter, and he would change it up, like he would use that left as a decoy to set you up for a right. I mean, you would think that would be the progression, especially as he gets older. You start learning tricks and little things to set your opponent up better. It's just part of the experience. But he fights like a guy who's a part-time fighter.
But he wants an immediate rematch, which if people might say it for entertainment purposes, but this is partially what happens when it's not competitive as it should be. Because it's like, what do you need a rematch for? Because it looked like you fucked off half of the fight. Like, now you want to do over because you look like you wasn't ready, or you was off that night. Like, that shit no, man.
We'll see what's next for Magdaleno.
He might fight him again. Huh?
Maybe he goes for a Scott Quigg. Because that was one of the possible fights that Donaire wanted if he won. It's a good fight for Magdaleno.
Yeah.
I know Magdaleno's still quasi, even though he beat Donaire, still a lot of questions. He was still a prospect coming into this fight, so he's cleared that threshold, but he's still not what I would call elite, because I don't think
Quigg would be dangerous.
Yes,
and he's proven. So that's a fight where he could lose. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that'll be fun.
But if you're smart, you if you fight a guy like Quigg, you put in there, no, I get in a rematch if I lose. So you make sure you at least get 2 shots at it, if nothing else, you know. But we'll see what's up with, I doubt he's going to fight Donaire. Rigondeaux. That's the only other guy at 122 right now where you're like...
He going to have to force the action with somebody.
I mean, because they don't have a ton of people at 122 to really make a lot of fights with. So, we'll see with it. Move up 1 weight class.
Get your ass out of here.
Oscar Valdez with the 7th round stoppage. Yeah. Why? The Japanese guy, goddamn it.
It's a sour?
Yeah, a sour. Hiroshige, what was it? Something like, I don't know. Anyway. But what we said about anytime you're going up against a Japanese fighter.
Tough motherfucker.
And he was that. He was going to go the Dooku Kim route. Like, I'm going to take everything you give me, I'm taking. He didn't return in favor like Dooku Kim did. And it's not really a joke. It's just it really is that style, man. That Japanese style, which Kim was a South Korean, but man, those guys are tough, man. And you knew that he was going to be there for as long as the referee would allow it, and as long as he could handle it. But Valdez continues to impress. What is he? Got is that 22-0, 20 knockouts?
Ass whipping and
something like that. 21-19. But Valdez is just he's putting his name on that featherweight map. Like, you motherfuckers are going to have to go through me here in the next year or two. I may be the man, as everybody starts to slowly move up to the next weight classes.
They're going to mess around, and they're going to let him not necessarily peak in skill, but they're going to let his confidence reach an all-time high, and he's going to be a goddamn problem. And they can say what they want. Well, he's not ready. Okay, let him. He's starting to feel like, bitch, I'm ready. I will beat your ass. And to be perfectly honest, he's on the road to kicking your ass. But Osawa, he's a tough motherfucker, man.
Yeah,
I ain't mad at you.
No, and you can't. It kind of was what we predicted, but at least Valdez was young enough and smart enough to say, you know what, I'm not even going to give this guy a chance to get comfortable. I'm not going to give him a chance to think he's going to be able to survive and make 12 rounds. I'm going to stay on this motherfucker's ass until they stop it. That's it.
Like when I used to get whippings from my grandmother, she'd talking, I'm going to tell you, you better not. Yeah.
It's like, oh, now all of a sudden you're doing big words when you're beating my ass. You never used big words any other time. But it doesn't work.
This is unconscionable. Wait a minute.
There ain't nothing worse than an ass whipping to the sentence, man. We've all gotten it, man. We've all gotten it. The big one.
Big one?
Well, the big one as far as name recognition. Manny Pacquiao. In complete control the whole time against Jesse Vargas. Gets the unanimous decision. I thought it was going to be 11-round stoppage. But I tell you what, every other thing that I've said kind of looks like it's coming to pass. But Manny... All right, here we go. Here's part of the... Here's part of now what I was talking about. The rose-colored glasses or the I've painted them black where you can't see through them at all. If you're a Manny fan, you say he looked amazing. And I've heard a lot of people say how good he looked.
He's done.
And he is he still the best welterweight? Yeah, until you beat him. The one, at least active for now. Until his buddy comes back out of retirement. Let's see. The fight wasn't close. 9 rounds of 3, I had it, and I felt generous. I wanted to be generous to Vargas. I was like, you
got 2 good shots in that round.
Good job, Jesse. But he wanted it, but he didn't want it. That second round knockdown it kind of showed everything. Like, it was just a short, quick, straight left. As Tim Bradley told you, Manny does that. He'll catch your jab with the right, and then throw a short left. And it was like
Clockwork.
It looked like the Bruce Lee 1-inch punch almost, you know, for Manny because it was so short.
Yeah.
You know, and you could see Vargas's face like,
The fuck was that?
because remember, it's one of the few times I heard some of the commentary because I tried to turn it down because my buddy Stephen A. was terrible. But he was like, you could see it on his face. He looked like, is that all? Is that how quick it happens? And Tim Bradley, yes, that's all it takes. It's that quick. That's it. It's that quick. You'll be on your ass before you even know it
Hey, what
against
the fuck?
Manny Pacquiao. And that, you know, he got up from that and actually fought hard. The rest of that, you know, I think it was like 20 seconds or so. But after that, he kind of fell into a groove of, well, I don't want to extend myself too much because I don't want to catch that one again. I don't want to catch it full because I want to be able to get up. You know, a lot of fighters get into that mode. This is how they do. Manny and Floyd will do the same thing with fighters in different ways, where they get comfortable. Like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good going 12. I'm just good going 12. Manny catches you hard enough, and you're like, ooh, wow, I didn't.
This little motherfucker could punch.
Wow, I guess the rumors are true. And it's like, I'm good. You know what? I'm just going to sit outside, and if I catch him, I catch him.
Let the animal out of the cage.
And, yeah, exactly. and with Floyd, he confuses you so much after 4 rounds, sometimes 6 rounds. But that's why you have so many Floyd fights that are 4-2 or 3-3 through 6. But you've pretty much thrown everything you've had at him. And you're like, man, there ain't nothing else I can do. I'm just going to sit out the outside, and I'm going to see maybe I can get lucky and catch him. And I'm happy to go 12. They both do it in different ways.
Yeah. One is an offensive way, one's a defensive way. It's just like, here's the thing. Vargas, and this is the thing when people get knocked down by Manny. I laugh, especially if you got the reach. What the fuck you doing that close in the first place? You really gonna get close to getting a firefight with Manny? Like, you fucking stupid. But, but then he got hit. He was like, maybe this dude can't punch. No shit, he been punching like that for the last 20 fucking years.
Like I was saying, like, well, maybe the rumors are true.
But on top of that, I know I'm going to be wrong by saying this, but Manny's done. The one thing, even with him being comfortable, and he's been doing this for a while, he doesn't have the killer instinct he used to have. And it's not that he didn't finish Vargas. It's that every time he got momentum in that fight, the feet started moving and the hands never did. And that's when I was like, Manny, you charging and you ain't doing shit. That ain't Manny. That's a fight that's like, I'm good. Like, and that's not good for an offensive fighter. If he was a defensive fighter, then I'm charging, I got your ass. But Manny just, Crowd, did you see that? Did you see the footwork? You see that shit? Like, bro, hang it up.
Or he'll throw the one,
the flurry.
The one flurry, and you're like, oh, there he is. He, and this is what I was talking about. How the Manny fans is like, how smart he's fighting. He is fighting smarter, no doubt about it. But it isn't because he's grown as a fighter. It's because he's grown older as a fighter. And this is what older fighters do. They're really not cautious, but they're really methodical with how they do things. Everything is thought out. All right, I know I got about 50 punches in me this round. Okay, I threw them 50. Okay, now let me use some feints. Maybe I'll tie. Certain fighters will tie up, and they do that. The Mayweather second half of his career, the
rope-a-dope of fighters.
Why am I blanking? Bernard Hopkins he does it. And then if they overextend, they throw 60 punches. Well, the next round they're gonna throw 30. And that's where Manny's at now. He threw 460 punches.
Manny is pretty much Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, Yeah, he's gonna he's gotten really good at stealing
Yeah,
the last 30 to 45 seconds of a round, and doing enough in between those first 2 minutes to where the other fighter hasn't clearly pulled away in a round. So when I get this flurry,
that's it.
so he has enough in his reserves to do that, to keep the round close until the end of the round. He's mastered that. And that was the one problem that he went up against with Floyd, because Floyd also is the master of neutralizing when you want to flurry, when you want to do things. I can make you think, reset. And that's why I always said a simple game plan to beat Bernard Hopkins was all about activity. If you stay active on him and you throw the punches, he's not going to be able to keep up with it. Floyd Mayweather has gotten into that point of his career to where you can literally not beat him up, but beat him out, basically all out of activity. You do what Maidana did for the first 6 rounds, and you do it for 12 rounds. If you do something like that's where these guys are at, and the same can be true, say for Manny. He's not throwing the punches he was. His legs are still there. His hand speed is still there. His power is still there. He just can't put it all together for 3-minute stretches anymore.
And people bring it up, and I don't mean to be a dick about it, but it's that Marquez knockout. Because if you notice, he's cautious when he starts that charge, and he gets in there like, watch this motherfucker. Because he don't remember that knockout. Because I remember he don't remember. He's like, did I win the fight? But he remember, if I get too close on this charge, I might get caught. So I don't think he's let go of that. Even though he usually lets go of a lot of shit. He's been one of those people who like, hey, shit happens, whatever. But I don't think he let go of that. You know, because since then, even with the flurries, he has to be in a position where he knows he can get off and the other fighter can't. You know?
And 2 things out of that fight. One, even in his diminished state, and he's in a diminished state, he's still one of the top welterweights, if not the top welterweight.
True.
Who do you clearly favor against him at that weight? Nobody. People might say Terrence Crawford if they move up, but Terrence Crawford, his camp has been very strong in saying, I ain't going past 140. Why? Because they want to make him have to cut weight for the first time in years. It's not a bad,
ain't gonna happen.
And that's not going to happen. People say Errol Spence, maybe, but you don't know that. I'll give Manny the experience over that.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
If you say that, then you say Errol Spence probably beats Floyd then too.
That's why I said,
Yeah, exactly. So are people really ready to say? That's what I'm saying. This is where the bias comes in on the other side now. Oh well, he ain't fighting a guy like Errol Spence. Okay,
Yeah.
Floyd's talking about coming back already. Is he talking about fighting a guy like Errol Spence? No.
See,
but nobody's saying that.
See, people don't want to, like, Errol Spence is a different thing because of his punch selection.
Mm-hmm.
But his defense will get him got by Manny. So it'll be a good fight for both fighters. But don't pick a winner just yet.
At best, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
At best for Spence, it's 50-50. He's there, and people are like, I want to see him in against guys like Garcia and Thurman. Well,
They don't want that.
He actually offered up Garcia the fight. He turned it down. He offered Broner the fight. He turned it down. They floated the idea of Crawford. Crawford said, I ain't coming up to 147. So it's not like they don't think that he can beat a lot of those guys. It's just, where's the risk? Where's the reward? That's kind of the point of their careers at. Now, Floyd being in the front row and saying, I'm open to a second fight, which May 6th, I looked at it. It was May 6th, 2015. I actually announced there was going to be a second fight. Looks like it'll be 2 years after that. It'll be May 4th, 2018 or 2017. I think Floyd saw enough in that fight, goes,
I can beat him easy.
Wow, now Manny doesn't even throw the same amount of punches. You know, because let's put it like this. Floyd is very Sugar Ray-ish in this way. When he saw Hagler beat Hearns, he's like, there's no way I'm coming out of retirement. When he saw Hagler beat Mugabe, he goes, I see it. Okay, now I'm coming out of retirement to fight him.
And when he paid off them judges to give him that victory against Hagler.
But when Manny was throwing 800 to 1,000 punches, Floyd was very difficult to make a fight with. When Manny started slowing down to about 500 to 600 punches, Floyd's like, I think we finally come to an agreement. Remember when he was winning, when Manny was winning and throwing 1,000 punches, he was offering up a flat $40 million.
Right.
When Manny got knocked out and started throwing 500 punches or 600 punches a fight, he's like, 60-40 is good with me. It's kind of funny, ain't it?
Let's roll.
It's
now.
very Sugar Ray-ish of him.
Let's roll. Now. I'm
And
ready.
I think he saw it, 460 punches. Yeah, I'm open to that.
This motherfucker ain't gonna never hit me.
He better hope he better hope that he's still sharp.
Yeah,
I mean-
that's the thing. Like, if they were to make this fight, I know it's gonna be fucked up to say, but Floyd wins easy because Manny ain't punching. Like, even if Floyd's gonna have to be diminished if he comes back. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna be sharp in a
Not after 2 years later, or
right.
a year and a half later.
And he's gonna be 40 fucking years old. But the thing about that is, Manny ain't throwing no fucking punches. It don't matter.
Manny's 30. He'll be 38, and he'll be at almost 70 fights almost.
Yeah,
He's getting 65, 66 fights now or something like that.
So he ain't
He might as well be 40.
right. I'm like, man, Floyd might be considered younger in the ring. You know?
I think absolutely he is in the wear and tear. Absolutely.
So it's like, dude, you can't. And Floyd is not gonna trade. That ain't fucking happening. I'm gonna get in the middle of this ring and I'm gonna fight with Manny toe to toe. Bullshit. Good and goddamn well. Nah, I'm gonna keep this fool on the end of this jab and laugh at his ass. So you actually took 15% to get your ass whipped like this. Boy, you really wanted to see me come out of retirement bad, didn't you? Now take this ass whipping back to the Philippines. I'm gonna take the check to the bank now.
Their second fight. And I love the fact now that everybody now.
I'm still skeptical, but you right though.
No, but everybody on every other show now. Yeah, I think looks like it's pretty much a done deal. Yeah, you think? Floyd, who never sees Manny fights, was at the Manny fight.
And you know what?
Wasn't Manny's?
I gotta say this. You know who? You know, if this fight does happen, I'm gonna say if for right now. You know who did this? Ego. Cause Bob Arum is reaching out to Floyd. Floyd like, really, motherfucker? I just got you paid not too long ago, so you need me again? I thought Manny was your man. I thought we was done. I thought I don't like you, you don't like me, you stole from me, fuck you, fuck me. What are you doing? And I'm like, look, man, I need to get this paper.
All right, here's the stories from the different places I've heard how this worked out. Floyd asked to be credentialed to the fight.
And because I saw the thing about Manny say he invited him. It's crazy shit.
And then Manny said, no, he don't need a credential. I'll give him a ticket. One of his, they get their tickets. And so, again, this whole thing goes back. Like, I know they had the lawsuit years ago, but we told you guys, we were the ones telling you when everybody was telling you this fight was going to happen, that was going to happen. Because you have to use your common sense. You don't use your hate for Floyd. You don't use your hate for Manny. Common sense. Oh, they're going to make 10 times what they've ever made against anybody else. Yes, they're going to fight each other. So, they were going to start a promotion. Three people together. Floyd, Manny, 50. Remember, it was a big thing. They were all going to work together. They don't hate each other. They've been cool with each other. They respect each other. It's the only guy that you ever heard Floyd Mayweather not diss as a fighter. Now he may have,
he said some shit though.
No. He said some shit like shit to him, like shit talking.
Yeah.
But in the ring, he's never discredited him as a fighter. He'll try to do the weight thing, but I'm talking about the in-ring action fight, like how he would do Canelo. Canelo's not near the fighter Cotto is, and he'd always diss these guys, like they're not that good, and I never understood that. That's a bad way to go. Especially old wrestlers will tell you that you don't tear down your opponent before you fight him, because then you beat nobody. You build him up, Lou Holt style. That way you beat somebody good.
I mean, he works in reverse. He's like, look, you know what? I'm gonna give you shit the whole fucking time, even before we sign a fight, to let you know I'm on your ass. Because I remember, you know who said that shit? Oscar De La Hoya. He was like, I didn't realize this, but this motherfucker was fighting me before the fight started. I was beat down by the time we got the ring. I'm like, dude, he does shit to get
But it's
get
funny
you.
because he didn't do that with Manny the first time. Everything was very cordial throughout that,
Right.
that lead up to that fight. Beforehand, but once the fight got started, he never did any of that stuff. And
Right.
Floyd always does that with other fighters.
Well, it depends on the fighter. Because you notice, like, he didn't do it with Manny, he didn't do it with Cotto. And one of those fights with Maidana, he didn't do it.
Probably the second one.
Yeah. But you know, like, it's like, when he was like, I can't, this mind game shit ain't gonna work with this one. Ah, fuck it. We just here.
Yeah.
We dress nice. We look good. We gonna fight. Like, but for the bulk of his career, he was getting people ass
Now,
about that.
don't be surprised that when this fight does get signed, that he goes into old Floyd to sell the fight because he knows that it is a diminished returns compared to the old fight. So don't be surprised if you see that reversal.
I'm gonna say this. See, this is gonna be different because, ironically, this election kind of works into this, but it's gonna be a little different because, see, at first, it was the hate, but now it's so much hate out there. You don't necessarily. Manny can't be the good guy because everything is like, even people are gonna hate Manny. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, no matter what Floyd does, Floyd have to, like, you know, take Manny's mama's rosary beads and throw him somewhere. Get that shit out of here, chick. You know, he would have to do something very extreme.
He had to go Mayorga and slap slap Jinky on the ass.
Yeah, exactly. He had to, like, give him some Marquez piss. Take this, because you don't need this shit. Like, he had to go way out now. So, damn.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's been gonna happen. It's just funny because, like I said, it all depends on which angle you want to see it from. Is where you can hear people. You know, like I said, the people who would praise a Floyd fight for talking about how it was enjoyable because it was technical. When Manny gets technical, it's boring. And the reverse is also true. When Manny gets technical, it's brilliant. When Floyd gets technical, it's boring. So you know what I mean? It's always that rose-colored glasses shit with your fighter.
It's the Patriots and the Ravens.
It's the Patriots and everybody else. Fuck the Patriots. Oh, what's up?
Oh, I'm not. I still say fuck them too. But you know, yeah, it's Belichick. You know, shut the fuck up. Fuck, I mean, he's the best coach I've seen in a long time. Fuck that motherfucker though.
He's no Jerry Glanville.
Damn. Oh man, the grits. I ain't gonna get into that.
That's about it. One more thing, one quick one on the Danny Garcia card. Jarrett Hurd on the undercard.
That motherfucker fight.
There's some things about him that I like and I don't like. One, you like the power, you like the aggressiveness, you like how he finishes fights. The one thing that I don't like is if you watch his fights kind of in slow motion, sometimes not in slow motion, but if you slow things down as he's got his fighter hurt, he's very wide open. He's one day going to run in to
somebody's fist,
to a left hook on a counter because he leaves himself open. And the one thing that he does that I thought was weird is, you know, when he's hooking and he's got the guy hurt, instead of turning his wrist towards the target, towards his body, he bends it the other way, and it almost palm hits a lot of guys. It's a weird thing, which leaves him open even longer. So he's going to make for a fun fight. Until he finally runs into that hook, it's going to be fun to watch.
Because he ain't going to listen to his team until somebody catches his ass.
Exactly.
But until then, this is going to be he fights.
That will be something worth watching on the Danny Garcia. That's something to look forward to on the undercard. I forgot to mention that.
A quick thing about I think I sent you that link about Abel Sanchez talking about Canelo. Nah, until that comes out true that he's going to drop that belt, this is going to be a weird situation. Because I can't really take... I mean, people are insiders, so they know more shit than us, obviously. But at the same time, we talking about Abel, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your word is suspect at times.
Yeah, of course.
And
because
you're Triple G's trainer,
that's
so...
what I'm saying. You see it from one side only.
Yeah, so it's like, when it happens, different story.
I don't take what Abel says as for anything. I don't take what Oscar says for anything. You know,
We believe the shit when the shit happens.
it all goes back to the the Ellerby thing. Oh, Canelo asked for 152. Hey, yeah, but there was a reason why he asked for 152.
Context.
Exactly. Everything is in context. You know, everybody turns into a very good politician when they're helping out careers.
But that's the thing. Like, context to this situation to me would be like, look, man. He gave you a belt to go get a belt, and now he's gonna give that belt up to go get that doesn't.
It's an odd.
Yeah, that
it's an odd way of going around things, especially when the fight was offered already to Billy Joe before all this, so it doesn't make any sense. I gotta cut it off there, man, because I have somewhere to be, and you know what? There was only one card to talk about and a shitty fight to talk about, so we're gonna cut it off there. 45 minutes. I know it's a little shorter than usual, but next week, big fight. We'll be talking about
finally
Ward and Kovalev. So we'll have something good to talk about.
The fight that's gonna make America great again.
Absolutely,
boxing America great again. How about that?
So follow us on Twitter, Cheap Seats Box, iTunes, rate and review. Help us out, keep us visible, baby. Continue spreading the word. Shout out to all the boxing podcasts like I do. You know who they are. I'll hit it up next week.
Shout out to all the boxers, even though love them, the ones we love and hate.
Yeah. Exactly.
We wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for y'all.
Actually, we would. We'd have a show. Just I don't know if anybody listens. Like people always say, without you guys listening, there's no show. No, there'd still be a show. We could do this with nobody listening. It don't matter to me. We did a show week 2 after there were 16 listeners week 1. So hey, you know what? Sometimes it don't.
That's all I got down to tell me a couple of days ago. Crickets.
JP, anything else, man?
This is where the fighters fight the fast commentator.
And we do it just like you from the cheap seats because we ain't buying no tickets. Goddamn it, peace.
Again, I'll be the next heavyweight champion. Call me crazy, but no one can fake me. I'm the product of the projects. Lost and crazy. Throw your hands up, Mr. Bruno. Ride. Big Mike Tyson about to brutalize that ass tonight. No hesitation for the whole nation. I'll beat that ass so bad I'll probably violate probation. Through demonstration as I strategize information. Into